Hey everybody, this is Andrew and welcome to episode 29 of the Jaguar podcast. In this episode, we'll be doing a recap of the game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. But before we start, I'd like to just do a big Duval. Excellent win by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Really great win. I mean, I can't say much more. We beat the Jets 29-15 at home. Great performance by quarterback Gardner Minshew. Had this incredible 77-yard pass to Chris Conley. Had some great passes, touchdown passes to DJ Chark, and actually one to Keelan Cole as well. The defense had a hell of a game. Was really making some great tackles and sacks on Sam Darnold. We had 3 turnovers. Actually 3 interceptions, one by corner A.J. Bouye, and 2 interceptions by Trey Herndon. So really great performance by our defense. Our defense also had 7 sacks as well against Sam Darnold. So pretty incredible performance by them. We also held New York Jets running back Le'Veon Bell to 23 yards. So that was really great. Really nice to see the run defense performing much better in this game. One unfortunate part of this game was Minshew got sacked and then ended up fumbling the ball. Ball security for him has always been kind of an issue the past couple games. He's had a couple fumbles, so that's a little concerning, but nothing that I think he can't improve on. I mean, he just has to have a little bit better vision in the pocket, see those defenders. Sometimes it's hard seeing, you can't really see a defender on your backside, so it's pretty hard for him to be able to correct that, but can't fault him too much in this game. Just really had an incredible game. The penalties were I would say much less in this game. We only had 70 yards in penalties. I did see some kind of stupid penalties from Brandon Linder with a holding call and Taven Bryan with an offsides call.
Idiot.
So just we got to try to keep those to a minimum. Try to keep the penalties down to a minimum because that really kills us. But a lot better from the last game where we had 130 yards of penalties versus the Bengals. So definitely a step forward and an improvement from that game in regards to penalties. But let's jump into the box score here from an offensive perspective. Passing, Gardner Minshew, our quarterback, 22 for 34, 279 yards. 3 touchdowns, 1 fumble. From a rushing perspective, Leonard Fournette, our running back, 19 carries, 76 yards, averaged about 4 yards a carry. Had a really great run for 66 yards in the first half. Almost broke away for a touchdown there, but just kind of got his feet tangled up, but had a great game too. From a receiving perspective, he had 7 receptions for 60 yards. So he kind of made up from not getting 100 yards by making that up in his receiving game. But Gardner Minshew had some nice scrambles. He had 8 carries for 28 yards, and then Rock Armstead 6 carries for 7 yards. On the receiving end, Chris Conley had an incredible game, 4 receptions, 103 yards, and then 1 touchdown. DJ Chark, 6 receptions for 79 yards, 1 touchdown. Really, like I said, an incredible pass by Gardner Minshew into the end zone, kind of threw it in traffic, and DJ Chark was able to pull it down for the touchdown. So that was really nice to see. Really an incredible play by Minshew. He kind of scrambled out of the pocket, dodged a couple of defenders, and then threw that ball into the end zone to DJ Chark for the touchdown. So that was awesome. Like I said, Leonard Fournette, 7 receptions, 60 yards. Keelan Cole had a touchdown, which was pretty awesome. and he had that one touchdown catch for 11 yards. Marquise Lee had one catch for 8 yards. Unfortunately, he got injured, and he will be on IR. We will unlikely see him for the rest of the season. So that's pretty unfortunate. Tight end Josh Oliver, he had one reception for 6 yards, so nice to see him kind of make an appearance and get in the game. From a defensive perspective, defense really did a great job. Like I said, AJ Bouye, 1 interception, Trey Herndon, 2 interceptions, and then on the defensive side, from sacks perspective, Ronnie Harrison, our safety, 1 sack. Yannick Ngakoue had 2 sacks and has just been playing well, continues to play well for us. So really excited to see, what he can do for the rest of the season. And I think he'll have a huge impact. Defensive end, Josh Allen, our rookie from Kentucky, 2 sacks. Calais Campbell had 1.5 sacks. Our second string defensive end, DeJuan Smoot, had 1 sack, and then Avery Jones had a half sack. So defense really showed up, played a great game, and just we need to continue that, especially into the next game against the Houston Texans. From a special teams perspective, Josh Lambo kind of had a hiccup there on the extra point. I think that was a bad snap in the first half. But, from field goals, he was 3 for 3. And then Logan Cook also had 1 punt, inside the 20. But overall, man, great game. Super excited to see, how they play against the Houston Texans. From an injury perspective, we did lose Marquise Lee. That's unfortunate. Hate to see him go down again with injuries, but hopefully he can make a return or make an impact. Maybe we'll see him if we make the playoffs or make the wild card. So, but yeah, this was a great game, a must win for Jacksonville at home. Let me know how you feel about this game. Leave me a comment on the YouTube video or podcast episode. Give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel. Go Jags, and I'll see you next time.